Dude, I hate having an afro because sometimes just like you can't even like fully relax. Like I lean back in the car and it messes up my fro. I touch it once and it's all crooked or whatever, and it's just annoying. This is not scripted. I'm just ranting about having an afro.
It's no secret that I like rap music. A good chunk of my CD collection is rap, and the majority of the music I play on my channel is also rap. I've been fascinated how much rap has evolved over the years. I never had a top 5 because honestly it changes every day. One minute I'm listening to the entirety of To Pimp a Butterfly, and the next I'm listening to Food.
My love for this genre always came from me being in the car with my mom as a kid. One minute she's singing her face off to some Anita Baker or Stevie Wonder. The next we're listening to Dead and Gone by T.I. and fucking Justin Timberlake.
There's a point to all this, stay with me now. I was born in 2001, meaning I grew up listening to rap music in the 2000s. After thinking about it for a while, I thought it would be cool to talk about rap songs I grew up with. And that's exactly where it started. After spending a total of 10 minutes on my phone, I gathered a list of songs I grew up listening to as a kid. Now that I'm an adult somewhat, I can listen to these songs and see if I had good taste as a kid, or if I need to give up listening to music altogether. Enough yapping, this is Rap in the 2000s. Just wanted to point this out so no one else says it. A good chunk of music I'm playing in this video isn't from the 2000s. It would have made more sense to do that, but hey yo bro, don't tell me what to do. Starting with 2000. I wasn't born yet. However, the song I'm mentioning used to be played on the radio all the time when I was a kid. That song being Country Grammar by Nelly. I don't remember exactly how old I was when I first heard this song, but I was really dancing to this shit knowing damn well I didn't know the lyrics. I have to give Nelly his flowers, man. He honestly knows how to write a catchy hook. Even to this day, I find this song pretty catchy. That's all I wrote, guys. This isn't the last time you hear about Nelly in this video, but Country Grammar is a great song. Now we've entered 2001. Just like Country Grammar, these songs are still getting played on the radio years later. Shit, one song in particular still gets played from time to time. Let's start with the one everyone remembers, Miss Jackson by Outkast. Coming from personally one of my favorite albums, Stankonia, what could be said about this song that hasn't been said already? From its catchy chorus, insanely unique production, and the abundant amount of quotable bars this song has to offer. I'm not rapping any of them. I'm not trying to make myself cringe while editing. To this day, this song is still a classic. Next, we have It Wasn't Me by Shaggy. Hey, shout out to Vine for ruining this song for me. Not a bad song, just nothing I'll listen to after this. Lastly, we have My Baby by Little Romeo. My cousins used to watch that Romeo show on Nickelodeon when we were kids, so that's how I knew who he was. At first, I didn't want to count this because my mom always changed it when the song came on, so I never fully listened to it till years later. This song was sitting at #1 for 10 weeks. That's impressive. I thought it was a fun song as a kid, but now I'm just like... Honestly, I can't think of anything clever to say. I don't see myself listening to this after this video.
Now that you have an idea what this video is about, a lot of these segments are going to get a little longer, seeing how I was getting to the age of listening to more music. Dude, writing jokes is hard. Can you tell I'm not a comedian?
Okay, I lied. We're only talking about 2 songs here, and they're both from the same album. Now, I could talk about Lose Yourself by Eminem, but I didn't listen to this till the early 2010s. Wasn't really allowed to listen to Eminem as a kid, because, you know, he wrote a song about murdering his ex-wife, so yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Nelly, once again. 2002 saw the release of Nelly's next album, Nellyville. The first song I'll bring up is Hot in Here. I stand by what I said earlier. Nelly knows how to write a catchy chorus, because I'm sure a good chunk of people only remember the chorus and not the bars themselves. I think the chorus is annoying, but don't listen to me, y'all. The song is alright, but it isn't the song people think of when they think of this album. It's Dilemma, featuring Kelly Rowland. Again, this song is famous for its chorus, and I'm not complaining. To this day, I still think this song is fantastic. Hell, it even charted at #4 on the year-end list of the Billboard Hot 100. And I definitely knew that at the top of my head and didn't have to search that up. The last song I'll bring up from Nellyville is Air Force One. The song further proves my point that the chorus is all you need to make a catchy track. While it isn't my favorite song on the album, it's still a great song. 2002 was a big year for Nelly, so kudos to him. I completely forgot to mention Work It by Missy Elliott. This song is great, go listen to it. Now we head to 2003, and this was a hella packed year. Hey, not gonna lie, my stupid ass fell asleep while writing this. It's 1:13 in the morning, cut me some slack, y'all. 2003 saw the release of 50 Cent's first studio album, Get Rich or Die Trying. This album is still remembered fondly to this day. In the Club, PIMP, and 21 Questions. All these songs that I just mentioned are still great. Just like Nelly in a way, 50 Cent knew how to write a catchy hook. This album left its mark, and a good chunk of these are still in my rotation occasionally. You know who else had a big year in 2003? Outkast with their 5th studio album, Speakerboxxx and The Love Below. I'm only mentioning one song here, but 2 songs on this album charted on the Billboard Hot 100, and are still being played on the radio to this day. One of those songs is Hey Ya by Andre 3000. Love this song to pieces, but Hey Ya isn't a rap song, unfortunately. However, the other song, The Way You Move by Big Boi, is a rap song, and charted higher. It's not hard to see why this song was so popular when it was released. I like Hey Ya more, but The Way You Move is insanely catchy to listen to. Originally, I was going to bring up Shake It Tail Feather by Nelly, because you know I love the chorus, but a certain someone was featured in this song, and I don't want to talk about them right now. So lastly, I'll talk about Get Low by Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. Y'all want to hear a funny story? Until today, I never heard the uncensored version of this track. So as a kid, I thought the censored version of the chorus was the same, but nah. They said till the sweat draw down my balls. That's fucking hilarious, guys. At the end of the day, it's still a fun track. You'll never catch me listening to this casually though, but it's still a solid song. I have a playlist filled with music I listen to on Spotify. You should give it a listen. Now we enter 2004, and just like last year, we have a healthy amount of songs that I still remember fondly. We can't talk about 2004 and not mention a certain artist who just released their first studio album. Kanye West released The College Dropout this year, and not gonna lie, it's still one of my favorites. Not gonna waste too much time on this. If you want to hear my full thoughts on the album, you can check out the first episode of Tim's Playlist that I uploaded 2 years ago. I really gotta be more consistent with the show. All Falls Down and Slow Jams were 2 songs that I heard all the time when I was a kid. I love both these tracks, but I loved Slow Jams a bit more. This song features Twista, and coincidentally, his song Overnight Celebrity featuring Kanye was another song I heard on the radio all the time. It's such a great track. This guy Kanye is pretty cool. Can't wait to see what else he does in like 20 plus years. Now we have Lean Back by Terror Squad. I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but it's the chorus, guys. That's why everyone loves it, and so do I, to be honest. Yeah, this list is long as shit. Lastly, we have Drop It Like It's Hot by Snoop Dogg. This song is fucking annoying. I'm just kidding, guys. The song is still solid to this day. Now we made it to 2005. Kanye made it onto the Billboard with his hit song Gold Digger featuring Jamie Foxx. It's not my favorite song off of Late Registration, but it's still a great track. 50 Cent released his second studio album, The Massacre, with 2 hit songs, Candy Shop and Just a Little Bit. Just a Little Bit is a better song, but both tracks are still pretty good. So last year, Usher, Lil Jon, and Ludacris released Yeah. If you're wondering why I didn't talk about the song in the previous segment, well, y'all ready for an unpopular opinion? Anyways, they came back in 2005 to make the song Lovers and Friends. It's okay. On January 18th, the game released his debut album, The Documentary. I was about to make the most unfunniest joke in the world, not gonna lie. Hate It or Love It was all over the radio when I was a kid. It's still a banger to this day. Why the fuck does this documentary and Doctor's Advocate have the same looking album cover? Damn, I really should have made that joke earlier. Well, to close out 2005, we have Soul Survivor by Jeezy, featuring Akon. Funny story, I was doing research and I got Akon confused with Sean Kingston. I'm not sure how the fuck that happened. In 2006, the film ATL was released in theaters on March 31st. The film stars T.I. and it did pretty well at the box office. Of course, with a big film like this comes a big soundtrack. One song I always heard on the radio was What You Know by T.I. This song was featured on T.I.'s 4th studio album, King, also released in 2006. This basically was used to promote the film. But anyway, the song's great. I've never seen ATL though. I probably just made someone roll their eyes. 2006 had a lot of dance tracks, with songs like Lean With It, Rock With It, Shoulder Lean, and It's Going Down. These are all great party tracks, by the way. My favorite being Is Going Down. One last song that I'll mention for this year is Pulling Me Back. I only like the chorus by Tyrese. Honestly, the rest of the song is fine. What do you think about it, Tim?
Yeah,
We made it to 2007. Now, of course, we got to start off this wonderful year with the one and only Soulja Boy, the man who tried to tell the world that sagging spelled backwards was niggas. You guys weren't listening to him. Anyway, Soulja Boy took the world by storm with the release of Crank That. I think it's impossible for anyone not to know what this song is. Not only was it insanely successful in 2007, but it's still being used for memes to this day. This isn't the last time you'll hear from Soulja Boy in this video, but man, this was a moment. Speaking of big moments, Kanye released his 3rd studio album, Graduation. What made this release a lot better is that there was a competition between Kanye and 50 Cent, who was also releasing his 3rd studio album, Curtis. Even though Kanye won by quite a lot, it's cool to see stuff like this happen back then. I never made a video on my thoughts on Graduation, but to be brief, I love this album. Can't Tell Me Nothing, Flashing Lights, and Good Life were songs I heard on the radio almost every day. 2007 had a lot of songs that I only enjoyed for its choruses. I'm not saying these are bad songs, but personally I think these tracks are saved by its chorus, like Runaway Love, Make Me Better, This Is Why I'm Hot, and Shoddy. T-Pain is a cheat code, man. He instantly makes any song better with his appearance. Again, these aren't bad songs. Welcome to 2008. Wally and Sonic Unleashed came out this year, so honestly nothing else mattered. Lil Wayne released arguably his best album, The Carter 3. Lollipop was one of the songs I heard on the radio all the time, and I still miss with the song. However, this is nothing compared to A Milli. To this day, I'm still impressed at how clever and well written this track is. To this day, I still have it in my rotation. Now let's go back to Kanye, who released his fourth, and at the time, most controversial album, 808s and Heartbreaks. Personally, I love this album, but it's no surprise as to why this album wasn't well received upon release. It didn't stop the song Heartless from charting and being played on the radio. Now this song actually charted in 2009, but the album came out in 2008, so I'll count it for this year. Anyway, still a great song. Robocop is my favorite song in this album, guys. T.I. released his sixth studio album, Paper Trails, with the hit song Whatever You Like, yet again under the great track by T.I. Those being Live Your Life featuring Rihanna, amazing chorus by the way, and Dead and Gone featuring Justin Timberlake. This song is fucking annoying. This unpopular opinion comes from the fact that my mom used to listen to this all the time. When it wasn't on the radio, she popped in the totally legal CD. You didn't have a proper childhood if your parents didn't have at least one burnt CD. We had a few. Lastly, we have Put On by Young Jeezy, featuring Kanye West. This song is still enjoyable, but I gotta admit this is one of Kanye's weakest feature verses. Sadly, our video comes to an end in 2009. So to start this list off properly, let's start off with the worst song on the list, Boom Boom Pow by the Black Eyed Peas. This shit is annoying, dude. I thought the chorus was catchy as a kid, but listening to it now was a huge mistake. Soulja Boy makes a return with his song Kiss Me Through the Phone. Man, this song is corny, but it slaps, I can't even lie. Jay-Z released his 11th studio album, The Blueprint 3. Run This Town featuring Rihanna and Kanye West was on the radio all the time, and I think it's an okay track. However, that song is nothing compared to Empire State of Mind. This song is a tad bit overplayed, but I still think it's a great track. The last two tracks involve a new up-and-coming artist that I'm pretty sure you guys never heard of before, but his name was Drake. Drake didn't drop his first album until 2010, but before that, he dropped mixtapes, and that's when we saw the release of So Far So Gone. This mixtape included the song Best I Ever Had. And guys, I'm not the biggest Drake fan, but this song is still great. Singing Drake was something different, dude. This is still in my rotation. The next song is Forever, featuring Lil Wayne, Kanye West, and Eminem. Even though this is Drake's song, everyone talks about it because of Eminem's verse. And honestly, it's a great verse. So great that Kanye had to rewrite his verse because of it. This also sparked a new version of Eminem that unfortunately is still being used, inspiring newer artists such as Tom McDonald and Dax. If you don't know these guys, then consider yourself lucky. You know what makes me madder about this change? Guess what album came out a year after this? Fucking Recovery! I hate this album! People are not gonna like me for saying that. Lastly, I want to talk about Young Money. On December 21st, Where Young Money was released. The two songs that come to mind are of course Bedrock due to the insane amount of features in the song, from people like Nicki Minaj, Lil Wayne, Drake, Lloyd, the list goes on. The song is fine though. Another song that was always getting played on the radio was Every Girl in the World. The only reason I bring this track up is because of this awful bar that says, in about 3 years, holla at me Miley Cyrus. Firstly, this bar didn't even fucking rhyme. Second, this is such an embarrassing thing to say. This is how you can tell who's your real friend or not, because there is no way I'm letting my homeboy say that.
I can already tell editing this is going to be a challenge, but that's all the songs I have. I know there's a bunch of other songs in the 2000s that I didn't cover, but most likely I just didn't hear them until like years later.
Rapping in the 2000s was something different, dude. While not every song hits the same years later, I'm still happy I grew up with this crazy decade. Kanye, just shut up!
I have nothing else to say. Thanks for watching, and watch whatever else I uploaded. I don't have a proper outro.